لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Is it permissible to watch the late night shows that have humor, that usually poke fun at people in politics and current events? Would that be also considered ghiba?
Would be permitted to watch late night shows that discuss current events and so on, but they mock particular individuals, etc. One of the great scholars, on his deathbed, he told his main student, "I'raf Allah thumma kun kama shi't." Says, know Allah, then be as you wish. And the ulama explained this. There's many levels, but know Allah meaning know who your Lord is and what He expects from you. Because if you know that, then you'll know how to navigate in life. So, since we do live and we interact with people, we talk to them, we listen to them, we read things, we listen to things, the fiqh of speech is a critical topic. And it's one of the topics that, if you're not careful, that salvation depends upon. Right? The Prophet ﷺ told Sayyidina Mu'adh, should I not tell you what all guidance depends upon? Because Sayyidina Mu'adh had asked him, in the hadith is in the 40 Nawawi, that tell me about some actions that will make paradise easy for me and distance me from the fire. And the Prophet ﷺ told him, you've asked about something tremendous, but it's easy for whomever Allah makes it easy for. And the Prophet ﷺ described the ways of good and what are the keys of good and the pinnacle of good. Then he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, أَدُلُّكَ عَلَى مِلَاكِ ذَلِكَ كُلِّهِ. Should I not tell you what all of this depends upon? Sayyidina Mu'adh radiallahu ta'ala said, do tell me, O Messenger of Allah. And the Prophet ﷺ said, took his tongue in his hand, and then he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, كُفَّ عَلَيْكَ هَذَا. Restrain this. Restrain this. That all the good depends on controlling one's tongue. And that's clear in the Quran. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. O you who believe, be mindful of Allah and speak only words that are upright. And sadid is words that are purposeful, that have a purpose, and that are soundly directed towards that purpose. It's an amazing expression. If you do, it's a conditional statement. If you do this, يُصْلِحْ لَكُمْ أَعْمَالَكُمْ. He'll rectify for you your actions. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. He will forgive for you your sins. وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. And whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger, فَقَدْ فَازَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. Has indeed triumphed with a tremendous triumph. So, this is the key. If you know the fiqh of speech, you'll be able to navigate. And sarcasm and mockery are very dangerous, right? And everyone has rights that are inviolable, Muslims and non-Muslims. In fact, the fuqaha used to say that you should be more careful about the rights of inanimate objects than you should be about the rights of animate beings. Because we know in the Quran that even animals are resurrected and the rights would be redressed with them. And then they will be pulverized, basically. Animals are not accountable, so there's no hereafter. But rights will be, even amongst living things, there'll be a judgment. Right? Between themselves, but if we wronged an animal, we'll be accountable. So it's easier, but you have to take care of the rights even of inanimate things. You can't just throw stones around, etc., because everything has rights. And you should be more careful about the rights of animals than human beings, because human beings could forgive you. But with human beings, you have to be more careful about the rights of people who are not Muslim over Muslims. Why? Because on the day of judgment, the Muslim has good deeds with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they could forgive you. So be particularly careful about the rights of non-Muslims, to give them in full. And of course, Muslims too. The bankrupt person is the one who actively wronged people all their life. So one has to be very careful. And particularly things that are not wholesome, that are not purposeful. Right? Some things are in good taste, and they're purposeful, commentary, whatever. But even then, it's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's also late night entertainment, and the sunnah of night is to either sleep or be busy with something that is purposeful. To be busy with something that is purposeful. The Prophet ﷺ forbade. Now Rasulullah ﷺ an samar fil layl. The Prophet ﷺ forbade staying up unnecessarily at night, unless it's something clearly purposeful, worldly or spiritual or worldly, such as, if that's the only time one can meet family or spend time with one's spouse, etc. One needs to be careful regarding such matters. So be careful. Like if you're looking for intelligent analysis, there are places to look for it. Find it out. But some things are just disguised modes of entertainment. Right? It's entertainment with a little bit of commentary. And also, if you look at political and social critics, the danger of satire, and this is pointed out by Malcolm Gladwell and others, the danger of satire is that we only have limited amounts of attention and focus. One of the dangers of things like satire is that you feel you've done something. You watch some wicked analysis by somebody, say, yeah. You really put down Donald Trump. But did he actually do anything about it? No. And that's why there's a political line of political thinking that a lot of leaders, and this has happened historically as well, nothing is new under the sun. Historically, leaders would often deliberately do absurd things as obfuscation, to distract people from what they're actually doing. So they used to say that anytime a leader does something really absurd, pay attention to what is not being given attention to, right? So someone puts up a video of them slamming some political channel or something, some news channel. Everyone's busy with that. But what is actually taking place? And what's actually taking place is tens of millions of people are going to be losing their healthcare coverage south of the border. What are people paying attention to? The entertainment. And then you analyze it and you feel very sophisticated. That, look, this is the dumbing down of America. Or wherever. So one should be careful about these kinds of things. And if one does, then at least ensure that whatever kind of political satire that one reads is purposeful. There are some rules regarding allowing the sarcasm and mockery against those who are publicly and openly corrupt or wrongdoing, but even there, erring on the side of dignity and nobility is the basis of righteous behavior. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا. And those who, when they pass by frivolity, they pass by it kirama, in a noble and dignified manner. Right? The prophets, so that's the basis. There is a tradition of satire in combating the satire of one's enemies, but that's a sensitive area, and there are conditions such as sincerity in it. But the beginning of such matters is learn the fiqh of speech. It'll save you from a lot of trouble in life.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله